The main idea here is to take Hagnon's skeleton parts and remove all of his armor, and then take the skeleton's armor and then swap it out.
DorkLair!
A viewer named Cowabunga Dude suggested I should take Hagnon over here and mix him with the Black Knight. And I thought that was a great idea, especially the idea of using Hagnon, because I've been wanting to do a Hagnon Kitbash. But the one thing about that is I really want to do, if I do a Hagnon Kitbash, I really want to have the armor swap going on. And that's why I have some glue, because this one is going to actually take a little bit of modification. Nothing too serious. It could be reversible if you're okay with glue. But yeah, I want to put these armor pieces on the arms onto Hagnon. I want to do a full armor swap. And Hagnon has the armor. And if I swap him with the Black Knight, that armor is going to stay the same. Maybe someday I'll take the armor off of another figure and paint it so that I can do the Black Knight thing. But for now, yeah, I'm going to do the Skeleton Legion builder and Hagnon today. So I have the blow dryer, I have a little bit of glue, and there's going to be a little experiment because I have never swapped out those arm parts, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. I think I'm going to heat them up, I'm going to peel them out, kind of loosen that glue. And then when I glue them back together, I'm going to do just like a little dab so that if I ever want to reverse it, it won't be a big deal. So yeah, the main idea here is to take Hagnon's skeleton parts and remove all of his armor, and then take the skeleton's armor, remove all the skeleton parts, and then swap it out. So it'll be this guy's armor with the glow-in-the-dark parts. And by the way, this is a backlit figure right now, which is why it's sort of glowing so much. And, pulling them away, you can kind of get a little better look at just how he looks naturally. Okay, so let's start pulling this guy apart. And that ball and chain is a pretty cool piece that I don't think comes with any of the other figures. Because this head is unique, I will very likely be using this particular head, and I'm going to want the skeleton neck as well. I want any part that's supposed to be from a man or from a human to be on there in the glow parts. And then anything that's supposed to be armor to be like a ghost that's occupying an actual physical suit of armor. I won't be using any of the shoulder armor or the collar piece or the torso, but I do need to pull them apart so that I can work on the arms. And of course, we need to remove the weapons here. And yeah, so at that point, I'm going to heat this one up and remove the parts. And then let's get the skeleton ready to go. So removing the head, this we're using. The shoulder armor we are using, and we can get rid of the weapons for now. Cool. So these are now both ready to be heated up and pulled apart. After I just disassemble them, then I'll work on getting these armor pieces removed. Whenever I remove the lower leg, I always kind of pull forward with the top. Now the Hagnon's disassembled, let's take apart the skeleton builder. And with both fully disassembled, it is time to work on getting these armor pieces off. And this is the one modification. So this is my first Kitbash video where I am actually going to modify things. I'm going to apply some extra heat to these things and then try to pull them off and swap them, and maybe just put a dab of glue just to keep it in there for now. All right, let's see what happens here. So yeah, so there's definitely glue, and then there's like an insert. You can see that helps it stay in its spot. And I'm just going to give that a little more heat just to ease the removal some more. Oh yeah, that's coming right off. There's a little glue residue on there, like a little bit of the paint residue on there. But as you can see, there's like an L-shaped slot so that it'll fit in at the proper spot. Yeah, that was simple. That was very easy to pull off. Okay, so I'm going to heat up the rest of these and kind of start pulling these away. And the right arm is actually kind of a square with a diagonal edge there. So definitely a little bit different. Definitely a left and a right. All right, let's see how Hagnon's goes. Oh, that one's like almost cracked right off. That was perfect. That one came off easy. Very nice. Very simple. This is not a hard modification to do. Okay, I got them off, and I've established which one is the left right here, and I've got the right one over here, and you can see those slot right in. Those are matching. And really, like, it kind of stays in, but I'm going to put a little dab of glue just so that it doesn't pop right out. I'm not going to glue it completely because I don't want it to be a permanent thing, and I may want to switch it back at some point. So I'm just going to put a little dab. I'm trying to figure out where I should do it. I think I'll put a little dab along that edge where the glue was really strong on there, because that's going to be where it's going to come into contact with it, and then maybe along the other side. So like one on each side, right on that corner right there, a little dab of glue on each side. And then I'm going to have to press and hold it, so I'll probably do a little bit of quick editing here to shorten that time. I like this type of glue container whenever I'm gluing something because I like the squeeze bottle type action. And then after I get both done like this, I will come back and finish up the video and put it all back together. Alrighty, I got the parts all laid out. We have the parts we're not going to use from the skeleton builder. These are mostly all the armor parts that we're not going to use from Hagnon. And then we have all the stuff we are going to use in the middle here. And I think I'll probably continue to use Hagnon's weapons and maybe even keep this thing around his collar. And so yeah, so let's get assembling it. I got my arms all glued together with that arm armor, the one modification we made on the figure. Got the shield over here. So yeah, I'm going to heat up the torso again and the legs, and I'm going to start putting this thing back together. One of the tightest fits on the Mythic Legions figures is this hole right here where the knees peg into the lower legs. So I do like to heat this piece up. A quick way to eyeball which leg is which is this little flared out piece on the side. It's larger on the outside of the leg. So you can just put those on the outside and you'll have the legs right. You can also just check the L and the R, but those can be sometimes hard to see. It's just quick to just be like, okay, put those large pieces on the outside. It's a lot easier to put the loincloth on before you put the skirt over and attach the torso. And get that skirt over there. And I do want to heat up that torso before I attach the arms and then pop this onto the hips. The gauntlets don't usually need heat. They typically just pop on very easily. And now for the head. The one regret here is that we don't have a collar piece for it, which I could maybe steal from another figure. And I may do that before this video is over with. But let's get them together first and see. And we got the shoulder pauldrons. And there we have it. We have a Hagnon with physical armor instead of the spiritual armor that he comes with. And I think it looks great, and I want to give a shout out again to Cowabunga Dude for coming up with this idea. I know I didn't go with your original, which was the Black Knight. I think that would look great, but these would not match right here. And that's my one thing is maybe I'll paint these black and do that swap out in the future. If I go any further with this, I think what I may end up doing is adding some weathering to the armor, like adding some paint and stuff to it. Or you could possibly swap out the main armor pieces for something like a Fury Orc or another figure with a similar color, but just like a little more weathering or something. And then here's a quick look at him with the alternate skeleton head. I don't think the armored head works in this situation because the goal was to take away the spiritual armor and add physical armor. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. So thanks again, Cowabunga Dude. If you all have other suggestions for kit bashes you want to see me do, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, may the force be with you.